Good day, guys. This is BuyFX, and welcome back today for the top-down analysis on the currency pairs. You know how we do it, right? Before the forex market opens, we usually do that forecast, right? The forex forecast for all currency pairs and their overall direction. But we cannot touch all pairs because we have almost 100 pairs, so we cannot check all. But we're going to be checking most of the major pairs which have US dollar as either their base currency or their quote currencies, right? So US dollar is the most dominant pair, right? You can trade, and most majors can trade them, right? They are in that line or in that chart, that list, right? Because of the US dollar. So let's get into this weekly focus on the XY, that's the US dollar index, right? So if we look at this very well, we could see that we previously went on a nice ride there, and then we got rejected from that particular zone. But what happened? The US dollar failed to keep on going down, and we got a nice clean breakout to the upside. So what are we expecting, right? We're still pushing back up since we got support from this particular resistance here. But right now we are also approaching another resistance zone, which is above here. So that's it for the week. We already see that the market is continuing being bullish, right? It's continuing being bullish. So it could be a bullish rally upward. Don't forget our last highs are still valid, and this is just a correction, right? This is a correction. If the correction ends here, right, then it's gonna be it's going to be a nice push there. So as you can see, on the US dollar index, we're still on a nice breakout there. So there is possibility of the market, right, giving us an exhaustion. So maybe the exhaustion could happen somewhere around there, and the market will give us a nice exhaustion and then start pushing back up. But the impulse is not yet ready, right? But I still feel we're going to get rejected at this particular zone where we'll be having multiple touches here. So let's go down to the daily time frame to see what the market has formed. So nice there, right? We're still on a nice uptrend because we made new highs, so it's still a nice bullish push. We can see a bearish candle being formed. This could just be mitigating these bullish candle you're seeing here, right? You can see the market came and then left a wick, right? That's a nice mitigation here to push the market upward, right? It made a new high. Maybe as the wick is coming out, we might see a nice rejection at around this zone, and US dollar could be bearish before being bullish back. Just like the way we saw around here, the market went an impulse here. There was a nice correction and now a nice impulse there. We might see a nice more impulse to the upside, right, during the week, right, due to this resistance zone where we marked out. Right, there's the previous zone here, and there's possibility of the market when it comes there, going to get rejected. So I'm speculating for stuff like this to play out. We tapping up there and then getting rejected, coming back to retest, and then if the market is going to keep going up, then we're gonna break out and then continue up, because we're still in a nice uptrend there. This is a breakout you see on the weekly, and the market is cleanly on a bullish trend to the upside. So it's just a matter of wait to see what the market does. Don't forget, this is a weekly channel there, and we are looking to give a nice impulse. So that was a nice bearish fall there. It was supposed to continue being bearish, but we fell out and then went upward. So but there's a point of interest here. This last high you're seeing here, the market is approaching this point, right? And the overall direction is to come back and then push back up, right? So we might get rejected from here, right? To when the market opens, the market might give a nice bullish push to the upside. So let's see, let's go down to the smaller time frame to see exactly what that chart pattern is creating, right, for we to read. Yes, on the 1 hour time frame, you could see that bullish movement, right? We broke out and the bearish correction was short. The market just moved slightly and then started coming down. But right now, what I can see here, we could see multiple rejections at around this zone here. Right, this was a previous high and we made a new high. Right, this is signaling we coming down more. Right, so we might be going for a nice correction down, right, on the 1 hour time frame. Because of what? The chart patterns we are seeing here, we are failing to create a new high there. That would be a nice change of direction on that particular zone there. All right, if you check it there, we're not on an equal high there. We're actually on a nice bearish trend there. Actually on a nice bearish trend. So maybe during the week, we should be careful. We might see US dollar being bearish, and don't forget it left a little bit of liquidity here, all right? And the market will be coming back for this to fill up this particular liquidity we're seeing here for the US dollar. So we're just gonna wait and then see how the market plays out. But if this is a bullish continuation pattern we're seeing here, we're just gonna see a nice bullish flag there. All right, a nice flag, and then we come back and then we push back up. All right, because after an impulse there's always a correction, so it could be the market is going into another corrections there, just like the way we speculated, right? Just two scenario now, but right now with what I'm seeing here, we're still looking bearish, so the US dollar should be bearish a little bit. So allowing gold and other pairs to come back up a little before selling back down. So but if we break out, then it's going to be retapping on this zone and then crashing back down. But right now, with what we can see or what we can interpret, right? So we're going to see the market maybe going for more. So we are looking at a nice bearish trend there. So that's it for the US dollar index. We're still looking bullish overall, right? There's no cause for alarm. We're still looking bearish. So it's normal for the market to always go for a nice impulse and then a correction, right? So that's exactly what the US dollar is doing. But right now, I'm still looking bearish. I'm still looking bearish. So this bearish continuation might happen after the Asian sections, right? They're going to push the market more down. Maybe during the New York section, they pushed it back up, right? And then until the correction ends, right? Until the correction ends. So that's it for the US dollar index. Let's move to the other pair. Hello guys, and this is GBPUSD, and our analysis still stand every good week because we're on a nice bearish trend on the GBPUSD. You know, previously, right, we are overall in a bearish trend, and this was a nice correction, giving us what an ascending channel, right, which could be a bearish flag. And what happened? Actually, the market broke out of the ascending channel, and we are descending down for an impulse, right? Right? When the impulse bearish move to the downside. So we're looking to sell more on this particular pair. We still have a long way to go, right? But since we're retailers, right, we shouldn't be riding like the bank. So I'm gonna be looking for entries. So right now, GBPUSD has broken below a previous resistance support zone, which is now making this particular zone to be the new resistance right now, supporting our claims that the market is going to keep pushing up. Previously, when the market was coming down, it got support here and failed to continue up, right? The market failed, made a new high, but failed to continue up, and we have a nice bearish trend there, right? I'm on trade on this though. I predicted a nice sell there, and as you can see, this was the last high we got here. All right, this is the last high we got here, and the market is pushing more down. So it's we're still looking more sales to come on this because we're on a nice bearish trend. Don't forget, this is our overall trend. We are in a nice bearish trend from the weekly trend, from the weekly trend line. But right now we're still looking bearish. So we broke out of this support zone, which is now a resistance, right? So we are looking to sell more on this particular market. So these little trend here will guide us as the market makes impulse and corrections, right? As we said, the market down. So right now we're still looking bearish. We're still looking bearish. So we are still looking bearish. So we have enough of liquidity to sell the market to the downside. So we're just going to look for confluences where we think when the market comes, it's going to get support, right? I think there's a multiple zone here we can capitalize on, right? There's a multiple zone here that we could capitalize on, right? So we look for zones where we could capitalize on where the market could get reversal. I can see this nice zone here. It's a nice support zone. We got multiple touches around this zone here. Then I think where we got support from is around this zone here. So many things can happen when the market comes to this other block here. When the market comes to this other block here. You can see we got multiple touches. It broke this, mitigate this, mitigate this, mitigate this, right? So I think the only one remaining is this one here. So we're going to mark that zone well to see how the market plays out. And if it breaks that support zone, right, it's going to be a massive sell there. It's going to be a massive sell. And we are approaching that zone already. So we are approaching that zone already. So we'll wait and maybe we might see a nice rejection there. Don't forget we still have enough liquidity here for the market to come back to, right, just above the zone. It's going to be a nice correction back up, right, something of this nature, and then we sell the market more to the downside. Things like that are possible if the market is looking to bring in more liquidity to the market and then change direction. So that's exactly what my speculations on GBP is. So let's go down to the smaller time frame where we'll be executing, right? Don't forget to have a new high there, and the market is looking bearish to the downside. So we made a nice impulse, correction, impulse, right? So if this impulse is enough, right, we're gonna go for a nice correction and then impulse to the downside. Don't forget we are approaching the support zone here, so we'll be moving. We'll be watching the market closely to see exactly what the market will do. So that's it. I'm still looking bearish on GBPUSD. Okay, hello guys, this is EURUSD. If you remember, if you're in the live right on YouTube, you could TikTok, you'll have seen when we took this nice trade there. As you can see, EURUSD and GBPUSD has almost the same patterns, right? This was a nice bullish bearish flag there. The market cleanly gave us a triple touch top there, triple touch at this particular channel there, and then break out. So we are looking for more bearish sell to the downside. So let's zoom in a little bit to see exactly, right? These are 4 hours trend there, and you see we predicted the market is going to come for a nice retest, came very close, and then started selling more to the downside. So where are we heading to? If we have broken the zone, okay, yes, that just at exact, that's exactly where the market got support, and then we're going for a nice correction there. So let's go down to the smaller time frame. Okay, as you can see here, we're seeing a valid uptrend as the correction is taking place. And I think the market is going back to fill what this fair value gap. So we might see more buys in EURUSD, right, on the smaller time frame. See this channel here. This is still looking bearish though. This is a bearish continuation pattern here to form more to the downside. But we're gonna catch up a little bit of the buys, right? If you're interested, it's gonna be. But if you know you're not comfortable with that kind of trade, you just go in the overall direction of the market you predicted. It is a buy, right? You shouldn't be trading the corrections. So we might see ourselves coming back to this zone and then from there we'll sell more to downside, because this is looking like a bearish continuation pattern, right? This is a bearish continuation pattern, right? An impulse and a correction, and then we fall back down. So Euro USD and GBP almost always have the same patterns, right? Almost have the same pattern, because we're in a bearish trend there and we're also in a bearish trend here. So guys, we're on the nice after this nice bearish fall there on USDJPY on the 4 hours time frame, right? We're heading back to our point of interest. Can you see we've been guided with a nice trend there? Don't forget we have the bigger trend to guide us through. We are in a nice bullish trend there also, right? So our point of interest, we are approaching our major point of interest to sell. Don't forget we have a lot of we have a lot of liquidity here to cover up on this particular pair, right? On the liquidity on the trend, right? That's where we're expecting the market to come back to. But we'll be looking for the market to get rejection from here and then come back down. So let's go deeper. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame to see exactly what is being formed. So right now we had a previous zone where the market got rejected in multiple times, and the market has approached that zone right now. So we'll be expecting for the market to keep pushing up. If the market breaks that resistance, right, it's going to be a nice bullish push there, right? It's going to be a nice bullish push because this market is still pushing back up. So we might get rejected, right? Must get rejected once we tap on this liquidity here, right? Must get rejected once we type, and our major point of interest is this resistance here at 151.00. So we'll be looking the market to be pushed back up, fill up the zone, get rejected, and then start coming down. So we broke major resistance, right? These are all nice support zones right now. So that's a nice rally there on USDJPY. Don't forget we have a resistance. If the market will likely go into correction, right? Go into the correction we're talking about because of that high time frame, right? The 4 hours time frame where liquidity was lying around here. We need to see the market cleanly, right? Cleanly failing to make a new high, and then we break out, right? Go back up, and then we keep selling to approach where that liquidity zone there. But if the market can break up, if the market can break that resistance zone, right? If the market can break that resistance zone, then it's gonna be a nice bullish right there, right? Breaking out, and it's come back for a retest and then push back up. And don't forget our overall point of interest is at the upside there. So it's ideal to still predict that the market is going to keep buying till we reach our point of interest. Although market doesn't just move in a straight line, it goes in support, it goes in exhaustions or retracement. So that's exactly what we are looking at for the US. For UJ, right? USD Japanese yen. So that's what we're speculating. Let's move to the other pair. Hello guys, this is the AUD Japanese yen, right? Australian dollar, Japanese yen. These are our major points of interest where we predicted the market is going to reject due to the zones here, right? This is where we spiked up, came back for a nice correction, and then we're going right. So we'll be expecting AUD USD to be a little bit bullish to the upside. You can see here, nice impulse. We tapped on this liquidity, came back down, then we got support, and we are supposed to be expecting a bullish flag there. That's a bullish continuation panel, a nice impulse, a bullish bearish correction, and we'll be looking for a nice bullish push there. So let's deep down. So this is where the breakout happened, right? On the previous correction it was in. So the market broke out at this exact zone and then pushed out, right? So the market gave a nice clean breakout, right? So it's now coming back for a more proper, for a more what? For a more breakout and retest, right? So the market will come out. So I'm approaching more buys from these particular zones there to push what? To push the market up. You can see we are already at that zone, so we'll be looking for more buys to the upside, right? Since we're bullish. So after the corrections, right, we'll now be looking for a nice impulse because those highs there are valid. So we'll be looking for an impulse. If it's going to change direction, it's going to give us a lower high, and then we'll sell the market to the downside, right? But don't forget, we are overall bullish, right? Remember I told you this is where we got support from, and we are pushing back up, right? This is where we got support, and we are pushing back up. So we broke that zone, and we are heading to buy more to the upside. So right now we are approaching the major zone where the market broke out of this trend and then came back for a nice retest there. So after the retest, right, we'll now be looking to buy AUDJPY. So let's break down, let's go deeper, right, to look for nice entry zones there. So right now we're still looking bearish, and it's not looking as if we're done with the corrections yet, even if we have already approached where it should go for a nice correction there. All right, to end the corrections, right? So we'll be looking here to see. So right now, ideally the market is supposed to go for a nice um impulse, right? Because we're in a bearish trend. So after the impulse, it's supposed to do at least a nice bullish corrections, right? Right, a nice bullish correction, and then give us a lower high, and then maybe we break out, and then we start, right? Then we start looking for more buys to the upside. So this is just a minor correction there. So that's it for Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Right, hello guys, this is USD12. You can see on USD12 we're on a nice bullish push there on USD12. Right, we are still on a nice corrections there to see if the market is gonna go long, right? So let's go down to the more smaller pair, right? As you can see here, I was expecting for a nice correction, right? But the correction became short and the market pushed back up. So what we are going to be speculating on is we see here, where is this bullish push going to head into? Is it still on the nice correction we talked about, right? Where I was looking for sales there and we didn't get triggered was because this looks like a bearish continuation pattern there. The last impulse was a bearish one, and then we got a nice channel going back up. But right now we are approaching a nice resistance zone where the market is trading right now. This zone, yes, this is where we got a nice resistance there, and we'll be looking to see if the market is going to keep pushing up, or it's going to get rejected to come and get a nice correction, and then an impulse till we get to the point of interest here. So let's go down deeper to see exactly what is happening. So guys, this was where I was predicting for a nice correction, the market to keep going, but the market failed to make a new current and failed to execute our buy setups, right? And then the market pushed back up. So So you can see on USDJPY, right, we are approaching that resistance zone. So I'll be setting up more sales around this particular zone. So if you're trading, use proper risk management, but we are almost approaching that resistance zone right now. So that's it, guys. We're still looking bearish on USDJPY, right? But we are on a nice correction there. So after the correction, we could add more. So we could add maybe buys from here, but if we can get a clean breakout, wait for a nice retest and you buy to the upside, right? Buy to the upside. So that's it for USDJPY. Let's move to the other pair. Hello guys, this is gold, right? Our analysis still stands well. Remember when I told you that gold is going for a nice corrections, right? And the gold did exactly as same, right? Gold went for a nice correction from the zone to the zone, right? And then we end the correction and the market is now on a nice impulse to the downside. Right now we got a nice support from this particular zone here. So we are looking to do what? To sell gold more, right? Can you see we got rejected here? We got rejected at this particular zone because there's a resistance point here. When the market approached that particular zone, right, it got triggered and got uh, nice liquidity sweep there, and then a nice looking bearish setup to continue selling the market to the downside. So guys, on gold, right, we're still looking. I can see a nice sweep of liquidity, so I'm as looking for more sales to the downside, at least to 19, 18, 19 first, as well our TP, right? This zone here, 19 to 1880s, right? And 1880s, yes, 1880s, right? From there we'll be looking to sell more. So the bearish channel, right, on gold is still valid, so we are still looking to sell more on gold, right? You see, we can see a multiple rejection at this zone, so it's telling us it's going to be a bearish trend to the upside on gold, to the downside on gold. So that's it on gold. Our analysis still stands. If you check other pairs, right, this should be a nice guide for you to know that our previous analysis are still valid on gold. So we're looking to sell more on gold. So let's move to the. So as you can see now for gold, right, we're still looking bearish on gold, right? So let's go down to the smaller time frame to see exactly what the market is doing. So right now we are on a nice rejection. Right now we're still on a nice bullish trend, so we need to see a nice change of direction to sell gold to the downside. So for me, I will be expecting the market to give me a lower high around this zone, and then we'll sell the market to the downside. Right, our first confluence is this resistance here, and our second confluence is, since we're now trading back into this previous channel here, we are in a nice bearish trend. We are in a nice bearish trend there. So it's going to be a nice bullish bearish trend to the downside. Don't forget, gold has finished its corrections here, and we are heading for a nice impulse to the downside. So that's it for gold. Let's move to the indices pair, like the US oil. So guys, this is the US oil, right? As you can see on the US oil, we previously break out of the main trend and we started a bullish trend here. We broke the last high there, which confirms we are in a nice trend upward. So and as you can see here, right, on the market, right, you can see we are approaching a major resistance zone where the market would go into corrections here on the 4 hours time frame. Can you see the market goes into impulse corrections, right? Another impulse, right, to the upside. So that's a nice one. So we'll be looking to get rejected at this particular zone there. the market might push up, or the market might want to reject here. Don't forget, our bullish trend is still valid there. You can see our bullish trend is still valid there. So we are still pushing high. So I'll be expected to get rejected at that major resistance zone here at around 1993.00, right? Where we'll be having a massive correction zone there. Don't forget, we still have a lot of liquidity here, just like the way the market did here. A nice impulse, right? A corrections, right? We'll be looking for a nice correction to happen when we tap on these particulars at 19,300. So let's go down to the smaller time frame to see where we'll be taking our trades from. Can you see we made a new high? So there's a nice confirmed bullish trend there. We made a new high. The impulse is still on play. So we might see a nice exhaustion back down, right? And then we continue back up, possibly, right? And we might go into correction if the market wills, right? And we fail to, and then we come back down. So stuff like that. If you're trading these pairs are very, very volatile. So always use proper risk management as you're trading these. So that was it for the US oil for this week. And please, if you're just coming to the live, please try and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, support the channel, and drop any other pair you think you are interested in. I think we'll start an indices trading, right? Well, we're going to be dropping the strategy in a separate playlist for you to watch. So that was it. This is by FX, and I am checking out.